Hi, it's Colin here from Colin's Beauty Pages, and today I'm looking at Zenz Pure Shampoo #1. First thing I noticed about this is I really like the pack. It's an unusual shape. Obviously it's a customised one, that's not a standard off-the-shelf bottle. It's got a big size impression, which no doubt will make it popular with retailers. Fits very comfortably in the hand, and it's quite stable on the table as well. So it basically is quite a nice design, good clean print on there. This is a Danish company, and it looks sort of Scandinavian, doesn't it? It's got that kind of light, unfussy, uncomplicated thing that lots of Scandinavian things have going on with them. I haven't been able to use it at the moment because I'm doing an experiment on not using shampoo for a while, but I think I've worked on enough shampoos over the years to get a pretty good idea of it just from looking at the ingredient list, so let's have a look at it. It's based on sodium cocoa sulfate. I'll come back to that in a minute. Apart from that, it's got some fairly standard ingredients. It's got some Persea gratissima oil in there, which I think is avocado oil, something like that. Any rate, it's got an oil in which will help condition the hair, and also a more conventional cationic conditioner, which is the hydroxypropyltrimonium chloride. So this should be quite a nice foaming shampoo with quite a reasonable conditioning effect. It's got some slightly unusual preservatives in for shampoos. It's phenoxyethanol, benzoic acid and dihydroacetic acid. This is all good. It's good to have preservatives that are a bit off the main track for people who might have trouble with the more commonly used ones. So that's all good so far. What is the reason I've decided to make a video about what seems like a reasonably conventional product? And the answer is the sodium cocoa sulfate. The surfactant that is most widely used as the basis for shampoos is sodium laureth sulfate. So that's sodium based on basically lauryl alcohol as the feedstock. Sodium cocoa sulfate, rather than using lauryl alcohol, uses coconut oil. The difference there is that lauryl alcohol is a fraction of coconut oil. So with using the cocoa form, you're getting the full range of chain lengths from the coconut oil rather than just the ones around the length that you're after. This isn't a bad thing to do. I think that in a side-by-side comparison, I think sodium cocoa sulfate does foam rather better than the straight lauryl version, but it's really pretty similar. These are basically variations on the same chemical rather than different chemicals, so you would expect it to perform much the same way in a shampoo formulation, and I've tried it and indeed it does. If anything, actually, it's got slightly creamier foam, which is quite interesting. So basically you've come up with a product that's based on coconut oil, so it's more natural, but which has got much the same performance as the winning combination from the mass market brands. Sounds like a great story, and I'm sure they were very pleased with themselves for coming up with this. But there is a drawback. There's a reason why the mass market products use one form rather than the other. And let me illustrate it by having a look at what the shampoo looks like. This is the shampoo that's come straight out of the bottle on a cold March morning here in the UK. As you can see, it's opaque. You were probably expecting it to be clear, but and indeed if you use sodium lauryl sulfate, this shampoo probably would have been clear. As it is, it's opaque, but that's okay. There's no reason why an opaque shampoo shouldn't work just as well, and I'm sure you get used to that. But this is the problem. I also stuck a small sample of it in the microwave for 15 seconds, which probably heated up to, I don't know, 30 degrees. It's cooled down now. It's probably back down to room temperature or just above. But as you can see, it's changed in colour quite considerably. And what's the problem here is that the sodium cocoa sulfate is a bit less soluble than sodium lauryl sulfate, and so when it gets heated up, it dissolves in more, and so it's basically starting to clear here. The other thing that's happened is the viscosity's gone right down. So this shampoo will have a different appearance and viscosity between summer and winter, even if you just bought the one bottle of it and you kept it. That's perhaps not the end of the world in terms of quality problems, but I think people tend to regard consistency as synonymous with quality. When you buy a mass market brand, you expect every time you buy it to be exactly the same as every other time you bought it. You know, it's variability is something you associate with natural products, not with synthetic ones. And okay, this might have, as they say on the back, 99.4% organic materials, but this is a mass market synthetic looking product. It's not, it hasn't been freshly dew picked off the tree. So I don't think the natural story is enough to justify what's going to be a big variation in user experience. That's not the sort of thing people actually will write in and complain about. Indeed, it's not the sort of thing you actually consciously notice. You don't sort of use a shampoo and say, oh, well, the viscosity's gone down a bit, therefore there must be some kind of quality issue with it. It's a sort of subconscious feeling, you know, things that vary aren't as good as things that are consistent. And I think that will be an Achilles heel for what's otherwise quite a nice presentation, quite a nice product idea. So those are my thoughts on Zenz 01 shampoo. I just hope the people who make it aren't watching, and also I wouldn't put me off using it, and this will be going in my bathroom for when I go back to using shampoos, and I'm sure I will enjoy it thoroughly, but I suspect it won't be as successful as it might have been if they'd been a bit more conventional in their selection of ingredients. That's all from me. Thanks for listening.